Hey peeps, welcome back. We are here again on the DUDEPOOL Gamescast. We're hanging out with my man Taylor Sager, the video game Schwarzenegger. I'm the host with the most, the dude 250, also known as Nicky D. Coming all the way across the seas, the beautiful oceans, is Danny Pelio, the man Brutal Nature. How are you?
I'm sexy. I'm glad to be here with my two good fellows.
The two good fellas.
Two good fellas.
Why do you think I'm so fucking funny?
Hey, paisan.
Hey, paisano.
Forget about it.
We got a lovely topic for you today before we, insult an entire race of Italians. For my man Taylor Sager, what are we doing today? What are we talking about?
I wanted to talk about Paragon, this new game. I don't know if you guys have played it or not. I know Nick has played it. I know that Danny has not played it. I don't know if you guys have played it or not. But you should. It's pretty good. I haven't played MOBAs before, actually, before starting that one. We got Paragon, and we got, Titans? Smite, yeah. We got those at the same time. I personally enjoy Paragon quite a bit more than Smite myself. It just feels better. I don't know, in my personal opinion, it feels good, Paragon. And it's easy to get into. It doesn't like hold your hand or anything like that. Like you have to definitely research some of those characters and watch those videos that we were watching the other day. That definitely
I wouldn't
helps.
say it's easy to get into at all.
But it's compared to Smite, I felt like it was much easier for me to get into it. So, I don't know. I wanted to talk to you guys about it from this perspective of somebody who has never played a MOBA before.
Okay.
And I know that you have played quite a few MOBAs there, Nick. So I figured that you can give me a different sort of perspective on your feelings about that game.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think maybe it's too easy for a MOBA or something like that, or if there's maybe just more to it that neither of us are really kind of figuring out.
Right, I think that's pretty much it. Like, I think it's deeper than we initially gave it credit for.
Right.
Paragon, at least. It's easier to pick up and play because it feels so familiar. It feels like a shooter. It moves like a third-person shooter.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
It definitely isn't a shooter, though.
No.
I think that's where a lot of people are going to come in and they're going to say, "Oh, it's easy to play because I'm killing creeps or I'm killing heroes in PvE." But as soon as you step into the wonderful world of PvP, like I got my fucking ass kicked because I took it as, it's just an easy MOBA, whatever. You're just killing creeps and taking towers. I didn't realize that they had all the tropes that the MOBAs do, like jungling and getting the buffs from killing all those things and having that Alpha Prime, which is essentially the big AI boss that if you kill it, your team gets a whole bunch of buffs based off of the cards that they have in their hand and stuff like that. It's super cool. It's easier to get into than, let's say, Smite or Dota or League of Legends because there is only a few characters to learn.
Right.
And you only have a few handful of cards, basically items, that you can equip during the match to start out with. Whereas when you jump into Smite or you jump into Dota, you have 80 characters and up or whatever, and when you go to the store for the first time to upgrade, it's just an entire list of all these items and shit like that, and you're like, holy fuck, this is overwhelming. I don't like. You have to research. You have to do research on Dota and Smite and stuff like that to really understand the fundamentals of it and to get into it and how to build your character properly. And then on top of that, you have to learn the game mechanics of a MOBA. Staying in your lane and knowing the importance of, I don't see any enemy heroes in this lane. So you have to call, like, heroes are missing, because then they could be out getting ganked. There's just, it's a new genre. So for a lot of people, it's going to take a lot of learning and time and patience. But if you do stick around with it, MOBAs can be one of the more rewarding experiences that I've ever had in video games.
Oh, wow.
Ever. The team cohesion. Like, in a lot of team-based games, there's not too many situations. Yeah, teams help me kill dudes. But there's not a lot of situations where, like, I could not have done that if it wasn't for my teammates.
Right.
You know what I mean? Unless it's like, okay, the 5 of us took down 50 dudes. I probably couldn't have done that myself. But when it's just a regular 5v5 fight, and it's like, okay, I throw in a thing that stuns up to 3 people, this guy comes in and ults everybody, and then this other guy on our team has this speed buff and chases down everybody else and finishes them off, and we
Right.
just teamed wipe them. None of us could have done that without each other.
Right.
And when it works, it fucking works, and it's the coolest feeling you'll get in video games.
Do you think that did you ever get that feeling from Evolve? Because that was sort of similar, where you had that team composition and you kind of needed each
That's
other
a good point.
to do your best sort of stuff.
Yeah, I think it was there. I don't think it was as apparent.
No.
Yeah.
No, because you're just damaging this
Yeah,
giant
this one big
monster, and
monster.
you're just seeing a health thing whittle down. Sometimes you'll see him slow. With this, you'll see 3 people get stunned at once, and then as soon as you see that, you know that you're supposed to initiate this one move that slows people or does a buff or whatever
Right.
works well in that situation, right?
Right.
In Evolve, I never got that.
More of a role.
Yeah, I didn't
right?
really either.
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
more of a role, exactly. Yeah, like I felt like I should be in this, like doing a certain amount of stuff or doing whatever I should be
Sure.
doing at that role or whatever. And if I was doing that, then I'm doing it well, I guess, or that the game's going well.
Mm-hmm.
But I never really felt that it was like they needed me there or whatever to keep,
Right.
to kill the monster.
Yeah, yeah.
But with Paragon, it definitely feels like you really need to communicate and
Communication is
yeah,
very integral to the game.
and like keep an eye on your people on your team and stuff like that, and like actually keep an eye on like the enemies and stuff like that. You have to do counter moves, and like
Yeah.
it's insane. It's like a live game of chess. It's really, really cool. I really enjoy
It kind
it.
of is, absolutely. That's
Yeah.
a very apt description. But I mean, the whole thing, MOBA stemmed from real-time strategy games. It was a World of Warcraft, the Warcraft 3 mod.
Right.
Oh, really?
Yeah, modders made the first ever MOBA. Yeah, and it was, I believe it was called Dota, Defense of the Ancients, and then Valve bought the rights to the name or some shit like
wow.
that.
Oh, really?
And made Dota 2. Yeah, something like that.
That's interesting.
Or the person that made the first Dota ended up working for Valve or something.
Right.
I don't know. But there was
Let's
a
hope it's
Defense of
that
the
one.
Ancient The first Dota was a mod.
Just a
for
mod.
Warcraft 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you can't just go out and buy Dota 1.
They might have. I don't
Oh,
think
yeah?
so. No,
No?
I don't think you can. I don't think they repackaged it. But yeah, and then there was some more MOBAs for StarCraft and a few other games as well, StarCraft 2 and shit like that. And then Dota came along. So, but they took the core tenets that were in a strategy game, because it's just one big strategy game basically.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
From a different perspective.
Mhm.
You're controlling one character instead of a whole bunch.
Right.
Yeah. Super neat.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot of thought that has to go into it and a lot of stuff to take into account. And the cool thing to me about a game like Dota is I was able to take one character and play him 10 or 15 different fucking ways, just based off of how I built him. Do I go
Right.
mana heavy so I can cast a lot of spells? Am I super tanky with lots of health stuff? Am I a support unit? Do I heal people? There's just so many different varieties of things you can do based off of the item compositions and team compositions that
Yeah.
you can come up with.
Yeah, it seems like you can do the same thing in Paragon with
Yeah.
those cards, man.
Yes.
Those building the decks of cards is intense.
Mhm.
Like I love games that have random card packs. Like you put random card packs in a game, and I'm going to go ape shit. So
Oh my
like,
God.
having those card packs that you open up and you build up your deck and stuff like that, and like you can literally, once you reach level 5, you get access to the deck builder, and you can build any deck you want for any character.
Right.
So you can have like the one guy that I use the most, Dorian or whatever his name is. He's just a DPS guy. But you could just put like health and fucking and shit like that all over this guy, and then just like tank shit if you wanted to. I mean, I don't think he's the best character in the game to do that, but I mean, if you really wanted to be that guy with those moves and just like go in and take a shit ton of damage while you're doing it, you
Right.
totally could. Which
The
I
one
think
thing
is
I'd
cool.
like to see more in Paragon is more support type of characters. There's a couple in there, but for the most part, everybody's almost almost everybody's
Yeah.
a damage doer or
or
a
tank, yeah. Seems that way anyway.
Yeah, and to me, that's why Smite instantly kind of appealed to me a little bit more.
Right.
Because the characters that I saw in there were doing stuff that I personally like to do in MOBAs. Like, there's characters that can create a giant wall of ice and block off a whole lane of creeps and stuff like that. Or,
Right.
and if you're in a team fight and you guys are losing, you could throw up that wall and your buddies can get the fuck out of there. There's things like that that aren't necessarily about damaging people. There's also support units in Dota, for instance, that can like trap a tank and pick them up in the air and keep them in a bubble for like 5 seconds or something like that. So you can go and kill the other support dudes, then the tank drops and everybody attacks him. Right?
Wow, that's
There's
super
stuff like that doesn't seem to be in Paragon. It's all about kind of shooting and smashing.
Well, there's like that one tank guy, Steel, has that shield. He has a shield skill where you throw it essentially, and you create that giant force field of a shield that blocks all projectiles, and it also if the enemy runs through it, they lose all of their skills. Like their skills go into cooldown.
Well, they slow right down.
Or was it slow?
Yeah, that you can't run fast, so he can catch you.
Right,
And
then
you.
if anybody on your team goes through it, they get a defense bonus, and they get damage resistant bonuses and stuff like that. So like, I like that idea of it. And also there was that chick with the mines, the robot arm. She has like this cool trapping ring where you can just trap people inside of this ring, and
it doesn't trap
leave
them.
it.
They can leave it.
No.
Yes, I played Gadget multiple times now.
Then maybe it's somebody else I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
But somebody
it just damages them.
Somebody has a ring.
There's 2 orbs. The other guy is the one that flies around, but it doesn't trap them.
Oh really?
No, it hurts them. Yeah.
There you go.
What it said in that video that we watched was you put it down and everybody spaces out because everybody gets the fuck out of there.
Right.
Right? It doesn't trap them though.
I thought there was a trapper guy, but that sucks. Anyway, but yeah, I like the skills that I've played in the guys, and there's certainly other characters that I haven't been able to play yet because they're still locked. But I think most of those guys, there's like a DPS guy, and then an assassin, which is super interesting, and then another DPS guy. So yeah, I mean, for the most part, all of the characters are either tank or DPS, except for 2 or 3 so far. But
yeah,
it's cool.
I'd like more healers in the game, and I'd like people that don't like. I want pure support, so where I can stun people, slow people, and then it's okay if I leave the lane for a while to go put up wards and stuff like that.
Right.
To give vision for my junglers and shit.
Right.
Which is something I loved doing. I never really cared for getting the kills. Like that's what MOBAs are about. They're not about diving in so you get a kill. It's about your team getting getting the kills. And the most important thing about MOBAs is not dying.
Definitely.
100%. If you die like too much, it's called feeding. You're feeding the enemy. You're giving them way more XP than you guys are getting in off of them dying. So they're going to build up faster.
Yeah.
And just start to roll over you, like, and then you're stuck in a fucking 45-minute game of you just getting your ass kicked, and there's no fun at all. Right. Worst experience. The MOBAs can go from the worst experience to the best experience. Yeah. If you're with a team that just keeps feeding, they're not listening, they're dumb douchebags, and they're losing, you can only hope for a quick death.
You can forfeit in Paragon.
Yeah, but everybody has to forfeit.
Everybody has to forfeit.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. It can.
So I'm excited.
I mean, there was like that Muriel chick seemed like that kind of character where like she really wasn't able to do a whole lot of DPS, but like you can like what her special is literally you can fly from anywhere on the map and just go to another person on your team and just like land right beside them, blow away anybody who's right next to them, and then help them fight people, right? And she's got moves that like buff people and blow away creeps.
Yeah,
and,
she's the only like true support character.
Yeah, it seems that way. But yeah, I really liked her. I like playing as her, and I think that's kind of the character that you're talking about, like where you could just run around, throw wards down, and then you just use your ultimate and fly back to, wherever your friends are, and just help out who's ever getting fucked up, right? I think that's kind of. But it sucks that it's like that's the one character.
Exactly. I just want more of it. But that was my initial. I wouldn't say complaint, but my initial, like, it took me back. I was like, there's only, like, 12 characters?
Yeah, 13 characters.
Right?
Yeah.
Because MOBA, usually there's, like, 80 or 40 or whatever, right? There's a ton.
But, like, with Smite, or League of Legends, like, you only have access, unless you buy the other characters, you only have access to say, 15 characters, right?
A week.
Yeah.
Every week it changes.
Every week it changes, yeah.
That's tons of characters. Dude, you can't learn a character in a week.
Right.
Not a chance.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. But like week to week, you only have 15 characters.
Yeah, but then you can buy individual characters based off stuff you earn in game.
Oh, you don't have to spend.
No, you don't have to spend real money on it.
That's cool. I didn't know that. That's super cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I like that. But I think that Paragon's going to add more and more characters. Like clearly they're adding a new guy tomorrow.
Yeah, Smite's been out for a year, but they've launched with a lot more than what Paragon did.
Oh, really?
I think Paragon has the I don't want to call it downside, but it's graphically more intense than Smite and Dota and all that stuff. It plays like it's a beautiful. It's probably the best looking MOBA that I've played. Definitely. Because it plays like, or it looks like a AAA third-person shooter, right? So I think modeling characters and animating them and all that kind of stuff probably takes a lot more time.
Sure,
definitely. Yeah, totally.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
And if they want it to be a long game or a long-lasting game, then they're definitely going to keep adding characters. Obviously.
Oh yeah. I don't know how fast it's going to be. Like
it's a balancing issue as well, right? That game's going to change quite a bit over the course of the next year.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that in a year we get, let's say, 6 more characters. I would like to. That would be sweet. I mean, that's a lot. I don't really even expect them to do that much, but
6 seems is light to me, man.
Yeah, it seems
light over 12 months. That's 2 months a character, though.
Yeah, it's light to me.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, because the pool is so low already compared to all the other MOBAs out there, right? It just is.
Yeah. So how many characters do you want them to release in the next year?
Take it up to 40 by the end of the...
Yeah.
Take it up to 40. Wow, that's 30 characters almost. 27
Well, they're not building a game anymore. They're building characters. The game's there. They can focus their entire team on building characters.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. That's cool.
Yeah, but then adding 40 new characters or whatever, or taking it up to 40, then you have so many balancing issues. That's why I don't know how big the pool of players or characters are going to be for this game. Yeah. I don't think it's going to be that large. I just don't. I think they work on adding new cards and stuff before they do that. Probably.
Is the base game like what you've played so far? Is it enough to make you want to play it more when it does come out, or is it?
Yes,
definitely.
Oh, I'm itching to play it right now. I want to play it. I don't want to sound like I hate the game.
Well, that's a good sign, right?
It's great.
The thing that worries me is longevity, right? I want to play it right now, but once I master all the characters and everything,
sure, that happens, right?
It better, you
burn it out a little bit.
My interest, or I'll burn it out. Exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I can jump on Smite and
every week it's new characters.
There's new characters all the time, and it looks like there's more strategy in it.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
Just because of the character composition, or
character compositions and item composition adds so much to the games. It really does.
Yeah.
It's everything to a MOBA.
Do you think there's more items?
There's only one map. Like the character building and how you build the characters and figuring out the best builds to your playstyles is what keeps people coming back.
Right.
Do you think there's more items in that, like more items to choose from in Smite than there is cards to choose from in Paragon?
Not necessarily, but it's going to take quite a while to get the cards in Paragon without buying them, I think, to get like the amount of like every item's available in Smite right away. Right. So the composition between what I have in Smite right now compared to what I have in Paragon right now.
Yeah.
For like the way I want to build my character, I have way more options in Smite.
Right. Yeah, because you can just do it. You don't have to like level up, get the points, buy the cards, hope the card is in there.
Yeah. See, Smite plays like more of a MOBA to me than Paragon, whereas you don't even really like. It's not. Yeah, it's third person, but it's a MOBA. You don't have to aim. You just look in that enemy's general direction and it auto targets them.
No, you have to aim in Smite.
Well, you just put the reticle kind of on them, and
the red comes around them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like you can't even look up and down.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, I didn't notice that. That's pretty ridiculous.
It's not, because that's a MOBA. It's not a shooter.
Yeah, I know. No, I saw that review before we played it, and the reviewer was like, every shot in Smite is a skilled shot. It's a skilled aimed shot, and I'm
compared to other MOBAs.
Other Dotas. Yeah, it's still different than them.
MOBA's top down,
I know
typically,
that.
Right? So you just click on a dude, and your guy will shoot at them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a mouse, right? You just click on them, right-click on them, and your guy will shoot on them. You hit A, and then click on who you want to hit, and it'll do their power.
Oh, so
right?
It's super
so this,
RTS
you have
styles.
to like literally line it up.
Right.
Like, I want to hit him, and then I want to hit him, and then I want to hit him.
Right.
Which does add that extra feeling of...
But you can't miss then if it's a skill shot, right?
You can?
You have to.
Sure, yeah. But yeah, if your reticle is not close to them or whatever, or on them.
So, okay.
Sure.
It's pretty hard, though?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't call it a fucking skill shot.
No?
No. No, not a fucking chance.
That sucks.
It feels more like a skill shot than in
Right.
your average Dota or average
it's
MOBA.
not
Average MOBA doesn't
actually.
even feel like you're shooting anything.
Average
No,
Dota.
Right? 'Cause it's
just
not
an
in third
RTS,
person.
Yeah, essentially without the buildings.
Now, I tried to play Dota with Danny for about half an hour. I believe you chose Juggernaut, and I was like, no, he's a hard carry. You don't want to learn him.
I picked
And
whatever
then
one
you
was
tried,
all
you're like,
wearing
fuck
black.
that.
And
And
looked
then
like
you,
Batman.
yeah, and then you picked, can't remember it was Nightmare or something like that. I don't know. But
Yeah,
you,
sounds right.
no, it was Shadow Demon?
Yeah,
Shadow something. Can't remember. Yeah, and I was like, no, he's a hard one, man. You don't want to pick him for your first character. And you're like, I don't care. He looks cool. I'm like, oh, fuck. Yeah.
I didn't
But,
want to
like,
play the
it's-
game. Simple as that.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I forced it upon him. I bought it for him, and I was like, there you go.
Well, you didn't buy it for me. It was fucking free.
I got it for free, but I bought it.
You bought it. You bought it
I
for
bought it for nothing.
0.00.
Yeah,
Hey,
You don't know what it
actually,
costs
I'm
him
pretty
as a
sure it
person.
cost me 2 cents.
wow.
Yeah. Found it on a website.
Oh, okay.
2 cents for the download code.
I owe you 2
But
cents.
anyway.
Yeah.
What was your takeaway from that? Not based on, like, yeah, you didn't want to play the game, but was it too daunting, or was it like, oh, I don't want to learn this shit, or
I
you're just not interested in that perspective?
Well, all of the
Okay.
above. Like, I didn't.
Yeah.
The visual style didn't appeal to me. Like, the gameplay didn't appeal to me. I'm one of those guys who likes to be in on the action, which is why Paragon interests me more. But Dota, it's too much for me as well. I didn't really want to get involved. I know, like, if I did, it was such a deep rabbit hole to learn as much.
Yeah.
Because when I play a game, I like to try and get good at it, and I just knew I wouldn't be able
Right.
to get very good at Dota without
Yeah.
really
That's-
putting
Wouldn't want
myself.
to put in the
just
time
it.
to get good at it. It's
too much.
That's the thing with MOBAs. Like, I put around 1,200 hours into Dota.
Jesus.
That's fuck all.
How much did Ricky
Really?
put into it?
Literally fuck all. Like, you wait till you see Ricky's hours, right? Like, that's what I was gonna say. I put 1,200 hours in, and I still wasn't very good. I was a novice.
Right.
I was better than the average, but like the average sucked dick. I wasn't the hottest, man, but yeah. So like, it definitely takes a long time to learn. Even after 1,200 hours, I only had like maybe 6 of the characters that I could consider I was competent at. Right?
Sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, with those MOBAs, it's certainly you got to put time into it, and I think it's mostly because it's a game style that we really haven't played a whole lot of before, and you do have to kind of change the way you think about about how you handle yourself in like a team composition sort of game. It's really not worrying about how much damage you're doing, and worrying more about getting everybody's damage up, like increasing the entire team's ability to kill things instead of just your own.
Yep.
Which, I mean, being a good DPS does help the team and everything.
Also,
Like there's that.
I'd like the ability to deny. That's something that's missing.
What do you mean?
In Dota and League of Legends, you can kill your own creeps. So like
So that they
you
can't
can last hit
yeah,
your
you
own
can last
creeps
hit.
so that they don't get the extra XP and shit like that.
Right. I guess
So-
it doesn't really matter in this though, because you don't get extra XP. It just sits there instead of.
Yeah, but I'd like the ability, if I hit my own creep before they do, then
Yeah.
they don't get any of those card points.
They have to
from
come
that
and grab
one
them.
creep. Nah, fuck, just don't give it to them.
Oh, you just don't want it to come out at all.
That shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
that'd be
that
cool.
you can fucking exactly. But maybe they tried that and it's a balancing thing or something. I'm sure, but I really liked that because as a support character, I never wanted to last hit. I wanted my carries and stuff like that to get the extra XP, so they
Right.
were in their last hitting, and I was denying.
Right.
Right, and that just was a whole new level of.
Yeah, no, that's a good
Give
idea.
me something to do.
Yeah, that's cool.
Right?
I like
Instead
that.
of just damage some of their creeps and then just sit back if there
And
wasn't
wait, yeah.
denying. But you can't. It doesn't look like you can hurt your creeps at all in these ones.
Doesn't seem like it.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm stoked on it. I'm ready to play some more. So
Yeah, me too.
Let's see where it goes.
Yeah, I hope it does well, because I mean, yeah, for the first MOBA that I've played, really, it's certainly a good one to
got
get
you.
into on, and it's really cool. It's really
Cool.
intuitive, and it's really helps you figure things out for sure.
At the very least, if it helps you figure out how MOBAs are supposed to work and how it's supposed to be
Mhm.
played by the time you're
Yeah.
tired of it,
Yeah,
you can probably jump into the next MOBA.
Yeah.
And,
Smite or Dota.
And like Smite or Dota or League of Legends or whatever. There's a wealth of them. Overwatch is coming soon.
Sure.
I think
Right.
that's got some MOBA elements, I think.
Yeah.
But you'll be able to jump right into those. And
It's
have
like
that
when I,
it's definitely a great
when I
starting point.
finally played my first MMO, I think it was the Star Wars one, and it was pretty accessible, and that sort of opened the doors for me. Up until then, I was pretty reluctant, but yeah, it could be that kind of doorway game for people, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, it definitely is for me. It feels that way for me. I mean, like
Which excites the shit out of me.
when I jumped into Smite, I was like daunted. This is overwhelming. This is like I don't want to do this. No, I want to go back to Paragon.
That's just it. That's what MOBAs have a hard time with. Is you jump into it and it's like, whoa, that's
Yeah.
a lot of information in the face.
Yeah, it's too much. I can't choose between characters. I don't even know what some of these
Well,
skills
that's just
mean.
it. Like I fired up Smite and by myself the other day. Because me and you didn't really play it that much. We played
No.
it for like half an hour
Yeah.
maybe, and then we went back to Paragon because it just felt nice.
Yeah.
But I went back onto Smite and started sifting through the characters. Literally, the first thing I did was go straight to YouTube and start watching tutorial videos on all the
Right.
characters. So it's the kind of game where like I jump into it and instead of intuitively just being like, all right, let's play. It's like, all right, let's research.
yeah,
2 days later,
Let's
all right,
read.
let's play. Right? Like it's just the way it is. But I'm okay with that. It excites me to learn new gameplays like
Right.
that. It's exciting because gaming's been around for so fucking long now in my life that seeing a new genre is fucking cool.
yeah.
Because I've played it all and seen it all, man. So if you give me the opportunity to learn something new, and it excites me.
It's pretty exciting. I'm pretty
Cool.
glad that it exists.
Yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much all we got to say. It's $20 to get on Paragon right now for the early access. It's going to be free to play when it comes out. Smite's free right now. Get on it. Check it out. Yeah. DUDEPOOL approved.
Definitely.
Yeah. If you liked the topic of the day, make sure you hit the like button down there and subscribe to us to see our beautiful faces week after week and day after day. Yeah, make sure you check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/official DUDEPOOL Gaming
There
and
is the
on
one.
Twitter at DUDEPOOL Gaming. And we'll catch you next time from us to you. We love you, beautiful motherfucker.
See you guys.